Hi folks, I'm a crazy guy, I'm an artist, and I ask myself strange questions. I like strange questions. I hope you can follow me with this very fundamental question I came up with over a long time. The question is, do we all live without realizing that in a valley, and not all together in the same valley, but all in different valleys? Now, all the people living on flat land or next to the ocean, they might say, oh no way, I definitely don't live in a valley. But then I ask myself, are they so sure about? Since what a valley is, it's an isolated place. You cannot look over the mountain. You cannot see what is behind the horizon. So in a way, there is not that big of a difference if your horizon is further up or further down. What is really important is our Earth. This is what we are totally dependent on. Now, we see only a very small part of this Earth. So it is kind of comparable with living in valleys. What is very visible, the universe, galaxy, the stars, the Milky Way, all that is wide open. We have a wide open view upon a world which influences us, like the sun. Without sun we would not have light and warm, and there will be no life. But we have no influence on that. We can send up rockets and install some satellites, but we don't really have influence on that. The only thing we have influence is on the planet we are on. But of that we see just a small dish. So is every place. So why is this horizon standing there in all the medias we use, be it painting, be it photography, be it filming, and we spend billions to take pictures of a black hole, but we accept that there is a line until which we can see. But we could see way more. And this is where I come in with my inverse idea, inverse.com, which is trying to overcome this default horizon. I am thinking maybe inside the box. Maybe there is something in the box which you cannot find outside the box. A new way to see, a new way to connect. It is all about connection. Walls of our valleys are maybe totally horizontal, so we don't realize they are walls. They are walls for our eyes. And so why not because we can. First of all, just because we can. Why not question this default horizon? Africa from far away, when you're whatever, and you see America, and it's kind of like, okay, and now, just by chance of all this technical revolution comes along, open incredible possibilities in all directions. It's as open as the sky. The globes you can buy on flea markets for $5. Why a globe? I think people believe that this is what it is. We live on this sphere, and they are right. This is the case. We live on a ball. And now we have this problem, which is almost a philosophical problem. And Nietzsche came up with the conclusion what you know loses in interest. That is especially sad when it applies to a whole planet. You lose interest in it. Does it cause more concern to know through like all kinds of puzzle pieces which are thrown at us? What I do is I look at it in a strangely different perspective, which is just repack it, turn it around like a sock. All of a sudden, you can take pictures in a new world. In a new world, it's a reformed world. It is new only in one factor. In all other factors, it's the good old planet Earth with all the rainforests and oceans and islands, and it's all that. And with VR glasses, this becomes totally kind of magic. You have the whole world around you, and now you don't look from the center. That is what is new, the new symbolism. What's about if we just turn the world around like a sock? I'm not saying this is how it is. I'm not an author. I don't really know how to even explain such a bizarre idea. But something which is totally positive and which just plays with reality and leaves it real. And with this method, we can look at things completely different. So I question the importance of the horizon. I hope I'm allowed to do that. On artistic grounds, I question it. But then I also question, like, what would that mean in showing the truth? Okay, let's show the truth. And the truth is that if you look at the world in a way like that, the truth is we are all connected. All. We are all in a ship. And you know, I used to think our world is an island, but our world is rapidly becoming a ship, and that's different. And we have already gone to sea, and our effects we have on the planet are more and more planetarian. So we should have a way that we can visualize that we can remember it, and trying to make sense out of it. You cannot go to sea with a ship and not think about where you want to go. To find this out, we need a more planetary view. And this is what I propose with inverse.com. I'm at the very early stage of a company which I hope will flourish one day, kind of like turn the world around like a sock. And then what can you do with that? And this, and then you can do all kinds of animations and have like very educative animations, like the view into like the hollow planet, and then in that you have like a totally magic looking, transparent, like a glass ball sphere, rolling around with all the water contained on this planet, which would be like, like it would probably fit on less than Texas or so. It wouldn't be big, It's don't expect that this then concave planet, this fantasy planet, I'm proposing that this will be filled with air. Air will be like a little balloon floating around, like, it wouldn't be much, And this is what we could find out through that. And have a view like a radar. I see that also like a radar going like around, like with day-night halves could be done, where at night you see the city lights and all that. And there are so many layers which can be attached to that, and so many masks. You want to see the forest fires of the world, okay, have a look, and you look around and behind the horizon. Oh yeah, there, Amazon, okay, Amazon is happening, Siberia is happening. It is such an absurd idea that it is worth taking apart. Oh, let's do the same thing with Mars. I mean, you have enough information about Mars to do an absolutely accurate hollow Mars. The hollow Mars. Nice. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Mars all around. Oh, you look all around. It all looks like Mars. It is boring. That's what the universe is. It's boring with the exception of our planet. And there also only with the exception of the surface of our planet. Because if you drill a hole, there will be very soon, it will also be boring. You go inside, and it's fucking boring as hell. And the hell you have in mind is a total romantic. Vertically, they have like boredom on both ends. But we have a surface, and this surface is so thin. And this thinness allows us to just be playful and say, oh, it's just thin. It's nothing, it's forget about all the depth of everything. Do we have to go deep on everything because there is a way to drill? Do we have to go high without end? What's going on? We are distracted by a overwhelming reality of a galaxy, which is totally boring. But we feel lost within the ship we are. So we are we are maybe not in a shit world, but in a ship world where you have to this is the only question which is asked from every ship is where you want to go. Because the ocean is never the goal of a ship. That's only the conditions it is in to reach a goal. Where are we going? Where are we going? Because the times we are in are, you could call, bridge times, which means we left the past, but we have not arrived on the other side yet. We are on the ocean. We are in a very fluid element. And we know that storms happen. What's about where do we go? What bay are we heading for? What island do we want to anchor? These are not simple questions, but they are questions which can be helped to keep deeply in mind is through visual concepts, because we are very visually driven and our consciousness becomes very visually connected. I mean, words are becoming dangerous. Numbers are becoming more important than words. So with all this kind of written and highly symbolic stuff, like letters and numbers and so on, we are totally overwhelmed. So we need kind of like grounding concepts. We need kind of like a global tranquilizer, a slowing down of the carousel. And this is only possible through art. To be aware of where you are, and in the same time a confidence that far, far, far not all is lost here. This planet, from not too big of a distance, looks exactly the same as it has looked since long time. It has not totally lost its colors. And that alone is so great. That is so great that it hasn't lost its colors. And so we have to start to see our situation in connected ways. We are all connected. So why not encapsulate ourselves into the biggest goal of humanity? Art, primarily. The art has to find land